I'm interviewing Tom Grissop, and the first question I want to ask is, how did you get into the Army? Were you drafted or did you enlist?
I was drafted. Back then we called getting your greetings from Uncle Sam.
Where did you serve in terms of what was your unit and what did you do in that unit?
I was in the C Company of the 216th Combat Engineer Battalion. At first I was a yardbird.
A what?
Yardbird, meaning I didn't do anything in particular. I didn't have any rank. I eventually got to the rank of a buck sergeant, which made me a squad leader. And also I operated the air compressor for inflating the pontoon bridges, which I liked that job, nice job.
Okay. How did you get to Europe? Was it the Normandy invasion, or did you come some other time?
Came some other time. Came over on the USS Santa Rosa.
And where did you land?
In Le Havre, France. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where did you finish your service in the war? Was it in Europe?
Yes, it was. In fact, after Pilsen, and I was really happy in Pilsen. I just loved the people, and I thought they loved me too. We left, and the division broke up shortly after that. But we went back to Nuremberg, and while in Nuremberg, I got an assignment to Marienbad as the game warden. They were going to make a division recreation center, being the war was over, and so I was going to be the game warden. They told me to sit tight, and I'll get fishing rods and shotguns so that whoever comes there can go fishing and hunting. Well, the equipment never came. Consequently, I did nothing. I went to Lido Beach and laid in the sun and goofed off for several weeks. And all of a sudden, the division broke up, and I was out of a job. So I went back to a town called, not Marienbad, but that's where I was at, Marienbad. I went to Ansbach, or to be more specific, a little bird called Mark Burgle. And while there, the 1st Infantry Division was my boss. And what we were supposed to do and what we did is made the prison in Nuremberg suicide-proof for all the top Nazis. We worked in the area where they were quartered, and we put fencing all over the catwalk so they couldn't jump over and commit suicide. We took all electricity out of the cell blocks and battered down all the sharp corners so they couldn't bang their head against it, and just, in general, made it suicide-proof for them. And Goering and Goebbels and Rosensweet and Donitz and, all them Nazis were there.
So did it work? Did you keep them all from committing suicide?
All but Goering, I think. Of course, I was gone by then because I had finally reached the point where I was eligible to leave. And at that time, when I got back home, I joined the reserves, and I was assigned to the 4th Infantry Division. I was a company armorer. I had gone to artillery mechanic school, and young recruits that were qualifying, if they had any misfire with their M1s, with their rifles, shear pin or whatever, I repaired it right on the spot, which was a good job. It was warm. We had a target shack, and so and I kind of was sweating out the Korean War. And I made up my mind that when I got enough time, I was going to get out, because I was hearing stories about the Korean War from friends of mine, the Koshin Reservoir and all that. And so I began to get, like I said, apprehensive about staying in the Army. And when my time came up, I didn't re-up anymore. Otherwise, I would have made a career of it. I liked certain aspects of Army life, and then I disliked certain aspects. Sometimes that outweighed the likes,
Yeah, I can understand that.
Too much.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's get back to Pilsen. What was the atmosphere like for you when the liberation happened and everybody was celebrating? What was that like?
It was exciting. It was exhilarating. because I think we drove all night, and it was raining, as I recall, misting. It was a gloomy day, something like today. And I think at one time, I think it was at St. Bart's Church, there was a sniper there, and he fired at us. And in haste, and I hate to admit this, I jumped out of the half-track without my piece, without my weapon. So it was a shell hole or whatever it was, sought refuge in there. And I hollered up to the machine gunner. We had a 50 caliber machine gunner that remained in the track. I says, "Hey, throw me down my piece." And he says, "To hell with you." Eventually the firing ceased, got kind of quiet, and we moved on. And I don't know whether it's some more. It's been a long time ago, but that's one thing I did remember: the stupidity of me, a combat-ready soldier, forgetting my piece. Now, when I say piece, that's what we called our weapons, a piece. Okay.
Well, I'm really glad you survived that.
Well, I am too. You as much as I am. And to get back to Pilsen, I was amazed here. We in Germany, of course, we were the enemy, and they didn't seem to take to us too well. And here the people embraced us, and here's this beautiful young girl climbing up on the half-track. She wanted a smooch, so I give her a smooch. And next thing I know, I see I got some beer, and there was a horseshoe-shaped roll, with poppy seeds on it. And man, it was good. So my reaction was a good impression of the Czech people, and it's remained the same. I love the Czech people; they're good, and that. I wish I could have come every year, but I just couldn't afford to do it financially. My children were small.